Hello, my name is METİN. This is 282nd part of explanation of my theory. According to my theory and my formulas, inconsistencies of Bremsstrahlung idea and Duane-Hunt law. No explanation of X-rays continuous spectrum by me. 1. There is big mistake in Bremsstrahlung idea. According to Bremsstrahlung view, the atomic nucleus breaks the electron. These electrons, accelerated electrons, by applying voltages to produce X-rays. And at first, they have initial kinetic energies, they say. According to Bremsstrahlung view, the atomic nucleus breaks the electron with electrostatic force and makes electrons' kinetic energy decrease. Moreover, the atomic nucleus can reduce the electron's speed to zero. In this case, electron gives its whole initial energy to its emitting photon, so maximum frequency or minimum wavelength of this photon occur, they say. Because according to this idea, this wrong idea, as the electron moves slower, lost more energy, it emits higher energy photon. This wrong idea says, as the electron is slowed down, it emits a photon with energy equal to the kinetic energy it lost. Behind this idea hides the law of conservation of energy. This is their example. Here, kinetic energy 1. This electron, by the effect of nucleus electric force, decreases, and kinetic energy 1 minus kinetic energy 2 is equal to H frequency 1. This difference energy emitting photons energy. If E2 is 0, whole initial energy is equal to photons energy. Yes, here electron more slower than this, okay, then more increasing photon energy, they say. Okay. 2. Duane-Hunt law, which depends on the idea of Bremsstrahlung, is wrong. Duane-Hunt law. When this electron speed is 0, kinetic energy is 0, according to Duane-Hunt law, okay, then Ke1 minus 0 is equal to Ke1. Whole initial energy of electron transferred to produced photon, and this photon maximum frequency photon, minimum wavelength photon, like this. their formula. And there are unit mismatch in these formulas. Duane-Hunt formula and de Broglie electron wavelength formula. Okay, because of left side meter or nanometer, but right side angstrom or meter divided by voltage, there are unit mismatch in these formulas. Incoherence here, like this. Okay. Because according to, to Duane-Hunt law, which depends on the idea of Bremsstrahlung, is wrong, as is the idea of Bremsstrahlung. According to this view, when electron stopped by the nucleus effect and its energy is zero, it emits a photon with maximum energy and minimum wavelength. By the way, there are unit mismatch in the Duane-Hunt law equation and the de Broglie wavelength formula for an electron. By the way, 3. I emphasize that the photon energy and an electron motion form point energy are the same. How? Wow. Photon, this is electron motion form in motion. This is continuous spectrum, remember from my former video. And any point, every point is inseparable, imaginary, every point is a photon. A photon, inseparable point of electron motion form. And when electron motion form is in motion, depending on electron's velocity, direction, and orientation, each point, wavelength, wave velocity change. Remember, energy change, anisotropy. There is anisotropy. Yes, I emphasize that the photon energy and an electron motion form point energy are the same. Okay. That point, electron motion forms point energy, point wavelength, and photon wavelength are the same because of every point is an inseparable photon. Different velocity, different wavelength, different energy. At this point, photon, point of electron motion form, are the same wavelength, same energy. Okay, here 180 degrees, in 180 degrees, same wavelength, same energy, photon and point of electron motion form. Okay. I emphasize that the photon energy and an electron motion form point energy are the same, so where the energy of the electron decreases, the energy of the photon cannot increase. But what they say, when electron energy decreases, when electron slows down, its emitting photon energy increase. This is wrong, of course. So where the energy of the electron decreases, the energy of the photon cannot increase. On the contrary, accepted physics idea, where the energy of the electron decreases, the energy of the photon decreases, and vice versa. Where the wavelength of electron motion form increases, the wavelength of the photon increases, vice versa. As I told you before, a photon is an imaginary, inseparable point on an electron motion form or on its spherical ring-shaped successive wave. We cannot separate the electron and its point, photon. So a photon's energy is nothing but an electron motion form's point energy. Okay. Yes. So a photon's energy is nothing but an electron motion form's point energy, and a photon's wavelength is nothing but an electron motion form's point wavelength. On the contrary to accepted physics theories, if an electron motion form's point energy decreases, photon energy cannot increase, vice versa, because the two of them are the same. Don't forget, if you measured an electron's energy, in fact, you measured its point energy in a specific direction. But accepted physics doesn't discern this, for according to my theory and my formulas, as the electron gains energy in its motion direction, point wave energy, photon energy increases, point wavelength, photon wavelength shortens more. If a free electron motion form's velocity decreases, deceleration in its motion direction, wave energy decreases, wavelength less shortens. As I told you before, a photon is nothing but an imaginary inseparable point on an electron motion form or on its successive ring-shaped wave. And if an electron motion form, if a free electron motion form were at rest, there wouldn't be a continuous spectrum. Okay, don't forget, whether it is at rest or in motion, accelerating or decelerating, a free electron motion form perpetually produces and propagates successive spherical ring-shaped, intertwined, interconnected, interacted light waves. For doing this, it doesn't need accelerating or decelerating. Moreover, in each case, whether wavelength, etc. are variable or not, frequency doesn't change. Single frequency in each case. Okay? Yes. And if an electron motion form were at rest, there wouldn't be a continuous spectrum. If free electron motion form were at rest, there wouldn't be shortened wavelength, there wouldn't be minimum wavelength. In all direction, lambda normal, if an electron motion form is at rest. When an electron motion form, if it can stop by the effect of nucleus, it regains its initial shape and it again produce and propagate lambda normal. It cannot produce and propagate lambda minimum or shortened wavelength. Okay? Okay. Moreover, an electron emits a photon which gained the whole lost kinetic energy of electron that decelerated under the influence of electrostatic force explanation, and initial energy minus final energy is equal to emitted photon's energy formula are completely wrong. Yes. Snapshot. Okay. Now, this is my shortened wavelength of in the zero direction, motion direction of accelerated electron motion form. This is my formula. What is its source according to me? As I told you before, 1 volt is energy, according to my theory and my formulas, energy unit, and it represents 10 to the minus 19 kilogram meter per second square energy. Okay? Then, here, if I hope you can see, Vg, remember, tangential velocity of electron motion form, Vg, 6.8 times speed of light, 1,884,000 kilometers per second. Okay. Here, Planck's constant is nothing but angular momentum of a point of electron motion form multiplied by tangential velocity divided by 1 volt is equals to that here. Okay. This is tangential velocity, 6.28 times greater than speed of light. Then, what is result? Result is 1248.35 nanometer. Okay, left side nanometer or meter, right side meter. Here we have unit compatibility and consistency. Here. Yes. Have a good evening. I will go on next. See you later.